So let's talk about the future of women. So, because women are becoming their own entity, which is to say they're trying to be men, but they will never achieve it. So they will always exist in this half state of being a man, yet not being a man, but at the same time they have no femininity left because they've completely abolished it. You know, they've everything that it is to be a woman, every part of their role, every part of their being, they've removed it, they've cast it off, they've destroyed it. And that's like there's no coming back from it. It's like once the object is burned, you can't restore it. Okay, you can't just add a lick of paint to a burned building and expect it to be structurally sound. Okay, it needs to be condemned, torn down, and that is what modern woman is as a human being. She has to be condemned. So, you know, they're gonna turn more and more into like husks of humans. You know, like merely a body without a soul is what will happen to women, and it's unfortunate, but it's, you know, this is what the devil wanted, and women have allowed it to happen. You know, men have spent so many hundreds of years trying to prevent this from happening to women, but Jezebel, she's got her hooks too far into women, and now there's no coming back. So what will happen to women? You know, I think a lot of them are going to become more and more infantile because their narcissistic entitled nature means that they're not ever going to learn anything. So society in general is rapidly declining in intelligence and morals, but women even faster, because women reflect the state of the society they live in. If the society is good and moral, then the women are good and moral. If the society is immodest and immoral, then the women are immodest and immoral. They only follow, they never lead or create anything. They simply follow and defer to authority and social acceptance. So the more that the society becomes dumb and blind, the women will be dumber and blinder still. So we're going to have a lot of these, you know, infantile woman children running around. They will have no skills, no emotional control, no morals or ethics, no employable skills. You know, this is already happening, even to the Gen Z, Gen Alpha men, but more so the women, because where men can adapt, and even if they don't have intellectual acumen, a man can learn and adapt. He will it may take him some time, it may take these younger generations some time, but they will adapt, they will mature, whereas the women will not, because their mentality, the ideology prevents it. It actively prevents their growth. So these women will become more and more of them are going to fall into poverty. They're going to have no social safety nets to keep them out of poverty. They're going to have no children, no relationships. As I said, they're going to become soulless husks. Many of them are going to commit suicide. Some of them will try and correct themselves, but you know, if they're going to be massively overweight or too old or too too emotionally unstable, then they're never going to find a man, a husband, or even just a boyfriend. So many of these women are going to lose their rights because it's going to become more and more clear that they're an economic liability. You know, many of them are going to become criminals. They're going to become thieves, liars, prostitutes. They will begin to steal animals and children off of people. The animals that they do have, they won't look after them, so they'll be taken off of them. You know, the woman is going to become an absolute reprobate. Something that is just a burden to society, and you know, it will be locked up or killed, or you know, really the women will have to have their rights removed, and will have to have, you know, something like a Handmaid's Tale situation where the women are merely either bought and sold as, you know, domestic servants, or given away as wives to women, for men to procreate with. And if that doesn't happen, then the woman will become an endangered species, unfortunately, because the times that we're going into, there's simply no purpose for them, and the privilege that they once held, the privilege is gone. So without the privilege, there's nothing else to uphold them. And this is a sorry state of affairs, but it is the one that they have walked into in their hubris.